Since 1969, Talladega Superspeedway has been the scene of some of NASCAR's closest, fastest, and yes, wildest races. Before the restrictor plate came along, this was the fastest track on the schedule. In 1970, Buddy Baker came to Talladega and became the first stock car driver to turn a lap of 200 miles per hour. Speeds continued to rise over the years, and in 1987, Bill Elliott established a world stock car speed record when he qualified for the spring race at just under 213 miles an hour. Talladega is a 2.66-mile tri-oval with 33 degrees of banking in the turns and 18 degrees of banking in the tri-oval. It's more or less laid out like Daytona, and like Daytona, it requires a restrictor plate that will limit your engine RPMs to about 7,000 or so. However, there are a couple of big differences between the two tracks. First, Talladega is wider than Daytona. You can go 3 wide in the turns here all day long without feeling too cramped. Second, the start-finish line here is at the exit of the tri-oval, not in the middle like it is at Daytona. Think about that when you're setting up that last second pass for the win. One thing that isn't different between Daytona and Talladega is what you need to do to win. Stay in the draft and stay out of trouble. Because cars tend to be 3 wide a little more often here than Daytona, it can be more difficult to stay out of trouble here. So you've got to maintain top concentration at all times. Set the car up for top speed and work that draft right to the front of the pack. It's pretty simple, folks, at Talladega. If you can't draft, well, you can't win. Okay, it's time to check this place out. Let's get in and get going. We hit the start-finish line at full throttle, working out towards the wall. We're doing about 185 miles an hour. But keep in mind that it'll take 2 or 3 laps to get up to speed here because of the restrictor plate. You're at full throttle for the whole lap, so the key to fast laps here is to be as smooth as you can in the turns. Keep close to the wall as you head toward turn 1. As you approach the groove, work the car down to the apron as smoothly as you can, but make sure you don't touch it. Stay down there all the way through turn 1 and 2, and try to be as smooth and steady as you can. Your speed will drop to about 180 or so. As you exit turn 2, let the car drift slowly to the outside wall at the top of the back straight. Keep it close to the wall all the way down, letting your speed build to between 185 and 190 miles an hour just before you reach turn 3. Again, as you reach the groove, smoothly work the car to the apron and keep it low through turns 3 and 4. Be smooth and try not to waver in your line. Your speed will drop to about 180. As you come off of turn 4, do a slow drift to the wall. When you reach the groove going into the tri-oval on the front stretch, work the car back to the apron line. As you exit the tri-oval, let the car do a slow drift back to the outside wall as you get back to the start-finish line to end the lap. We'll go around again, but this time we'll go straight through without pausing. By yourself, you'll be able to run laps of just under 52 seconds here. When you're in the draft, you'll be able to knock almost 2 seconds off of that. That's Talladega Superspeedway. You know, chances are you'll have some of your most exciting races here. The restrictor plate tends to level the playing field, so even if you miss the setup, you should still be able to keep up with the leaders if you know how to draft. One last thing. Tire wear is not a big deal at the plate tracks, so consider taking 2 tires instead of 4 to gain track position or to catch that lead draft if you're a few seconds behind.